Howdy folks, I'm boisterous black swallowtail, beautifully breezing by bright blossoms.
I'm Amber.
Here are more bright blossoms for us to breeze by, the blossoms of Reddit. And folks, if this is your first time viewing or you're a new subscriber, then welcome. This is a show where we run away from your exes for the next 20 minutes.
No, we don't actually do that.
Let's get started on running. We get a good head start.
Please don't send your exes my way. I can't run.
Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Going Home After My Husband Dangled Me Over the Parking Garage Edge as a Prank, and I thought that it was going to kill me. Hello Reddit, this happened a couple of days ago, and I went out with my husband to eat at a nearby place that we had booked for that time, and he had wanted to go for a while, and had been really looking forward to it. And I drove him there, and we parked on the top floor of the parking garage nearby. And we got out of the car and started walking down the stairs, which were right on the edge of the parking garage. He started talking about how high up we were and jokingly asked if I thought that I could survive if I jumped down from there, and obviously I wouldn't have. And as we were turning down the stairs and were right next to the edge, which had a small railing before a straight down drop, he shouted, "Say goodbye," and suddenly grabbed me and picked me up and brought me over the edge and dangled me there. And I was screaming out and I was so scared and I thought that he was going to kill me. And he held me over the edge for a second and then pulled me back and put me down. And I was in shock and he was laughing like it was the funniest thing ever. And I was still processing what he just did to me. I was legitimately shaking and I lost my appetite and mood to be out, and I just decided that I wanted to go home. And I told him that I'm going home, and he said that it was just a joke and that he was trying to have fun with me. And I told him that he can come home with me now or he can take a bus home, but I am going to be driving home now. And he said that I ruined the date because he had been really wanting to eat there, and huffed on the way back. And I was sitting there shocked because I was literally hung over the edge. And I called the restaurant and I told them that we weren't going to be showing up and that I got home and I was just thinking about it and I started crying. And he didn't even come over and console me. And he apologized later, but it was like, sorry you got scared instead of sorry for doing something that I shouldn't have. And my mood was just ruined for the rest of the day. So Reddit, am I the jerk for going home? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
No, absolutely not the jerk. This sounds dangerous. I would honestly reconsider the entire relationship over this. Like, basically threatening to kill your partner is not funny. I don't see why making your partner feel like they're on the brink of death is a funny thing. Not to mention, if he lost his grip, that would have been the end.
So what I think happened here is the intrusive thoughts won, right? Like, he had intrusive thoughts, and sometimes people do have intrusive thoughts about having people hang over the edge or pushing people and stuff like that, right? Like, there was actually a murder trial that happened a few years back where this girl, she was sitting with her friend on the edge of a bridge or a high up cliff, and she just had intrusive thoughts and she pushed her friend. That's the reality, is that sometimes people do have these kinds of thoughts and they aren't necessarily always, people aren't always thinking clearly, I guess, but I mean, that doesn't excuse what he did here in the least, and you can't just be like, I was an intrusive thought, there's nothing I could have done about it, right?
Well, the thing that I don't think it was intrusive thoughts because he laughed. Like, I have intrusive thoughts sometimes, and they are scary. And everyone I know who has intrusive thoughts, they are scary. Mm-hmm. They're not funny. Like, the way he was laughing, like, oh, haha, this is hysterical. I made my partner think she was going to die.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like intrusive thoughts to me, because, like, if it was just an intrusive thought, when he pulled her up, he would have been like, oh my goodness, Opie, I am so sorry. I can't believe I did that right now. And there was no remorse, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, there wasn't any remorse here, certainly. I feel extremely bad for OP. Mm-hmm. I think that they need to divorce. I think that there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You cannot, I don't see how this relationship recovers, period. Like, exclamation mark type of situation.
Yeah.
She is in danger. Her life is in danger. You don't joke about doing this to somebody and expect everything to be hunky-dory afterwards, right?
Right. Well, and the thing is, like, a good partner will, well, one, not threaten your life, but two, like, if they do something that makes you uncomfortable, they will stop. Like, Brian has picked me up, like, short amounts of distances off the floor. But, you know, your brain, you're suddenly being lifted up. My brain starts freaking out. And if I'm like, put me down, immediately I get put down. And there's like no risk of dying, of course, because we're like a few feet off the ground. But the important thing is he listens.
Well, and the thing that makes this even more of a harrowing situation is the fact that if he had slipped,
Yeah.
if something had gone wrong, if she had struggled or something like that, like that could have been a situation that ended very, very, very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I just do not know what he was thinking in this kind of situation.
And the fact that he continues to deny there was any wrongdoing and it's just like, I'm sorry you got scared.
Yeah.
Any person would get scared in that situation. Like, that is just, and that's like, what's his goal? Like, why would it have been funny if she was just like, oh, haha, pull me back up?
Yeah.
Like, clearly he wanted a reaction out of her.
Yeah. Get any footage you can from the parking garage. Hopefully there are some cameras. Press charges on him and have him arrested for attempted murder. I don't know. I mean, I think that's just about all you can do in this kind of situation. There needs to be a restraining order. There needs to be, OP needs to get away from this person as soon as possible. This isn't a safe person to be around, and it's unfortunate that OP and them are married, and it's going to be that much more of a difficult situation to unwind from. But OP's life is far more valuable than any risk that this person would put her through. So.
Right. Well, and sometimes that's how abusers start, is by like fake scaring you, and so they get you into submission because then you're not sure what they're going to do next, and so you kind of bend you to their will.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Buying My Boyfriend Flowers After He Mentioned That Most Men Only Get Them When They Die? And Amber wants to read this one.
Okay, so my boyfriend, a 22-year-old male, and I, a 21-year-old female, have been together for about 5 months, and it has been good so far. But about a week ago, when I was at his apartment, he told me that most men only receive flowers when they're dead. He then went on a bit of a rant about women not caring as much as men when it comes to their partners, and that men want shows of affection too. I honestly took this as a hint that he wanted flowers. So yesterday I went to Whole Foods, picked out all the flowers I thought he would like, put them together in a big bouquet for him. I also got him a coffee, some chocolates, a few other things I thought he would like. I've done things like this before, but minus the flowers. I usually put a Game Pass gift card or a Lego set, etc. I feel like this is important because I don't want anyone to think I don't show him affection or give him gifts. I definitely do. So I show up to his apartment with literally the biggest smile. I was so excited for his reaction. But when I gave him the flowers, he got a super uncomfortable look on his face and wouldn't touch or kiss me at all. I asked him what was wrong and if he liked the flowers, and he just kind of blew up at me, saying that flowers are only for apologizing and that if I cheated on him, I needed to tell him right now. I was shocked and started crying because I have never and would never cheat on anyone. He took the flowers to the kitchen and threw them in the trash, which honestly felt like a huge punch in the gut. He told me to get out of his apartment and that he didn't have time for cheating bees, his words. Every time I tried to explain, he said he didn't want my excuses, and when I'm ready to tell him who the man is, then I can talk to him. But there is no man. I didn't cheat on him. I just thought he wanted flowers. I've never thought of flowers as just an apology. He's never gotten them for me, but I just thought he didn't like showing love that way, so I buy them for myself every week. I'm just so confused and hurt by his reaction, and I don't know what to do to fix the situation. So am I the jerk for buying him flowers? Do women really only buy flowers as an apology? I'm so confused. Edit. I'm completely overwhelmed by the responses, and everyone is making me realize that he's not worth my time at all. I tried to do something nice for him, and he threw it back in my face. I texted him and told him we need to talk, and his response was, "Finally ready to confess or what?" So that tells me he's done no critical thinking on his end about the situation. We are meeting for lunch tomorrow, and I will update everyone after. Thank you everyone for their kind replies and for opening my eyes to what a jerk this guy is. I'm just glad I didn't waste years of my time. Second edit, I want to clarify a few things about my post. 1. His parents gift each other flowers regularly, so he has seen flowers given to a partner for reasons other than cheating. His mother gifted him flowers for his college graduation, so he has received flowers previously, and this is not the first time. Also, I've had a few people tell me it's weird of me to gift him things like the Lego sets, etc. that I mentioned in my post. He told me at the beginning of our relationship that his love language is gift giving and he loves receiving gifts. That is why I do it. I did not think it would come across as weird in any way. I only spent around $50 each time, which is nothing for me as I have a well-paying job. I was in a relationship for 2 years previously, and I gave my partner monthly gifts throughout the entire relationship, so I'm in no way trying to love bomb him. I just always want my partner to know they are loved and appreciated. Big update, everyone. His mother is asking if she can call me. What should I do? His mother loves me and is honestly an angel. I don't know what he's told her about the situation. Should I be worried?
All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Definitely not the jerk. Like, I don't understand what he's doing. He says on one hand, oh, guys never receive flowers. And then when he gets them, he throws them in the trash and is like, you cheated. Like, I would feel like it should be pretty obvious for that him saying guys don't usually give him flowers and OP then getting him flowers is correlated. Like, it seems pretty correlated to me. But even if it wasn't, if OP just randomly got him flowers, how would she know about his weird idea that flowers are only for cheating?
Yeah, I mean, how can he complain on one moment about not ever getting flowers and then be upset about getting flowers? Like, I don't know. What was he expecting? Uh, I don't know. I think that he is looking to pick a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any other reason for this other than he just thinks that he's done with OP and he's just looking for any excuse to pick a fight with her. Because why wouldn't you even listen to your partner about their motives on buying the gift? Like, maybe he has this sincere belief, although I don't think he does, that flowers are only for when you cheat.
Well, maybe he's only ever given flowers when he cheated.
Yeah. Well, he says that he's never given OP flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, like, this is, I don't know. I think that he's looking for an excuse. He's just picked something to fight OP about, and just wants to be done with the relationship and doesn't have the guts to actually say that he wants out of the relationship, right? Because if OP admits to cheating, then the relationship's over anyways, right? Like, oh, then OP's a cheater and he'll dump her. If she doesn't admit to it, then, oh, she's a liar and their relationship is over. So there's a no-win situation for OP. OP cannot win. He has put her in a untenable position.
Well, he has. And I mean, his whole rant in general, like, oh, guys never receive things from their partner. Like, it is true men receive flowers less often, and I think that a lot of that has to do with stereotypes. But to then use that as a reason, like, that women don't treat their partners well. First of all, we see all the time couples where the woman is pulling all the weight in the gift giving department.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even clear to me if he ever gives OP gifts or if she just gives him gifts.
Yeah.
And then, secondly, like, what about all the labor that goes on in a household, all the domestic labor that is largely done by women? Gifts don't have to be monetary to be gifts.
Exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for walking out of a party after my boyfriend lifted my skirt and showed my butt to everyone to show off my tattoo? I'm an 18-year-old female and I've been dating my boyfriend, a 26-year-old male, for almost a year now. We went to a party and his friend was hosting it. It was people that he knew and I was only familiar with a couple of faces. I was wearing a cute skirt and a fitted top that he told me to wear. I have a tattoo near the back of my thigh that's special to me. It's a small, delicate piece honoring a late family member. It's delicate and personal, and it's not something that I typically show off unless I'm comfortable. Well, at one point during the night, a group of us were standing around talking, and the topic of tattoos came up. People were showing off theirs and sharing stories behind them. Someone asked if I had any, and before I could respond, my boyfriend laughed and said, "Yeah, show them, babe." He suddenly turned me around, grabbed the hem of my skirt and yanked it up, completely exposing my butt and thigh to the entire group. My boyfriend kept holding my skirt up with one hand while placing his hand on my butt, pointing to my tattoo. People were laughing. I was so embarrassed and I yanked my skirt back down and muttered out, "What in the world?" And he just laughed and said, "Babe, it's just your tattoo. Chill." I ended up grabbing my bag and I left the party. He didn't even follow me out. He just texted me later, "You're overreacting, lol," and was upset later saying, "You shouldn't have walked out on me like that." Am I the jerk for walking out on him? All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. Dump him yesterday. A man who does not respect your bodily autonomy is not worth your time.
What is wrong with this guy?
Right. This was such a gross invasion of your privacy. It was very, very horrific. And like, I don't blame Opie for being upset. What he did, like, I don't understand though why no one else at the party stopped him and told him it wasn't cool.
I think it's just a boys club type of thing. It sounded like it was pretty much a boys club type thing.
If it is, like, you don't need him in your life. You don't need people like his friends in your life.
Yeah.
You need someone who would respect you.
Yeah, I mean, this is all about respect. He just showed that he has no respect for OP or her bodily autonomy, right? And if he's willing to do this to OP, then what other things is he going to do, right? I don't think that this is a healthy relationship, and I think that OP should be glad that they found out what type of person he is so early on, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the age gap is not missed on me, and especially since they've been dating for a year, so she was maybe barely legal, if not underage, when they started dating.
Yeah,
Um,
she's 18 now, right?
yeah,
So they've been dating for a year. Well, maybe she's late. 18, almost
yeah, it
19.
could be, but
Maybe. Let's have our fingers crossed here.
it definitely seems I'm getting some serious creeper vibes from him, and the way he treats OP's body like it's his and he can just show her off.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't matter if the tattoo was on her forearm. If she doesn't want to show it off, you don't like lift up someone's sleeve, but especially such an intimate reason of someone's body exposing their butt to basically strangers, like that
Well,
is
and then they were all laughing at her,
mm-hmm.
laughing at her. This
Yep.
wasn't a mutual laughing with her type of situation, or even, oh, that's pretty cool, or anything like that. They were laughing over the fact that her boyfriend did this to her,
Well,
humiliated her.
well, literally the only appropriate response would have been like, "OMG, why are you doing this? Stop!" and like getting her out of there.
Yeah. So, yeah, totally not in the wrong. I hope OP runs fast and far away from this guy. All right, folks, and our last letter is titled, Am I the Jerk Because My Boyfriend Won't Tell Me Where He Lives? I've been dating someone from LA that I've known for over 2 years, and we've been dating for about a year and a half. He comes to visit me as I live in another state, but I have only been to LA to see him twice. The first time was when we started dating and we stayed at a hotel so that we could go to Universal. The second time, I drove and I showed up unannounced and slept in my car all night by Santa Monica Pier because he refused to let me come to his house. He flew back and forth to where I live 42 times in 9 months, but when he goes to LA, I don't know where he is and what he's doing. He won't let me see his license. He won't tell me where he lives. He's not transparent about what he does for work. Anytime I call him, he's not home. And if he is home, then he still refuses to FaceTime with me. I have run 5 background checks on him and found no record of marriage or children. Nothing criminal, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, no tattoos, never been married, never tried drugs in his life, tall, handsome, great credit score, provides for me physically, financially, and emotionally, but it bothers me that I can't know where he lives and I don't understand why. Should I hire a private investigator? I want to walk away, but everything else is amazing about him and it makes me ignore this huge red flag. I'm really heartbroken. All right, folks, what do you think?
He's leading a double life. There's a reason why he's not showing you his ID. I'm guessing there's a different name on his ID. So the name you've been running background checks on is probably not him. Save yourself the expense of the private investigator and just dump him.
I mean, I think that's probably the best advice here. If he has spent this much time around her and is actively hiding information from her like this, then at this point in time, this isn't a relationship. This is just OP being the side piece, right? I mean, I hate to put it that way, but I'm pretty sure that there's no other real good excuse for this unless he's like a CIA agent.
Well, like the other things I mean, I could think of would be some sort of business things, but most of them are not businesses you'd want to get involved with.
He's a mobster, right? He runs a some business selling illicit substances out of his house. That's why he doesn't do illicit substances. He just sells them, right?
I mean, he's got a lot of money, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he's getting his money from shady means.
He may very well be. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Which cheese is considered most sacred?
I would say Swiss because it's holy.
Exactly. And it's American Cheese Month, so a different kind of cheese, but
So go find yourself a block of American cheese, drill a few holes into it, and then have holy Swiss cheese.
it still won't be Swiss. It'll be wholly American cheese.
Yeah, it will transmogrify or something like that. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior, folks.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Thanks so much to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on terrible boyfriends and husbands.
don't be a terrible partner and don't do things that would physically harm or scare your partner, like dangle them over a ledge.
Yes, please do not dangle your partner over an edge, no matter how loud the intrusive thoughts are. Or if they aren't intrusive thoughts, just don't be a jerk. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.